Hi, very good evening to everyone. My name is Darren. I'm the host for tonight. Welcome to UBS Podcast episode 31. It's been it's about 1 month plus, all right, since we started the podcast. And the reason for starting this podcast is to communicate with more UBS community and also to new members that's interested in UBS, all right. And of course, ever since we started the podcast, I think it's been quite successful of carrying programs coming up. All right. Ever since we start, then there's a lot of hiccups or hurdles because we are all new. All right. Then since week by week, we're trying to come up with more programs. All right, for the week. Then we have Crypto 101, market news update, all right, opportunity sharing sessions on Wednesday and Sunday, which you can ask more new members to come and listen for more UBX explanation, structure, updates, all right, all everything regarding UBX. And for tonight, we are doing global market updates. So this podcast, right, what we are discussing about is a week that happened for the market. Then I'll try to my best to explain what is the market news for the week. All right. Hopefully to give you more insight of what happened in the crypto market. And I hope to share and give you all more knowledge about what is a major incident that's going to happen in the United States and what is the consequences of certain policy that's going to affect our crypto market. So without further ado, okay, let me just start all right, by a small advertiser, all right, for XRP network incident that happened on the 5th of February. So what happened is the network from XRP actually experienced an unexpected 1 hour closure. And consequences is that the XRP actually dropped by 7 to 8%. So every incident in the crypto market always have a consequences. It's just that how big and how small. Okay. So here, okay, the network failure to publish validations, causing the consensus process to drift apart. Despite the disruption, SRPL resumed normal operations without requiring significant intervention from validators. Although this accident, there's no loss of money or funds in the network, but it caused the price to go deep for 7 to 8%. So the reason why I think this is one of the major news is that SRP, although it's not an exchange, but it also have a significant impact on the United States market because SRP, Cardano has been, all this has been the spotlight for the past 1 month or 2 months, all right, due to the policy from the United States. Second, all right, I think this is quite important because the United States, as we all know, Donald Trump want to make uh, Bitcoin or any other potential United States blockchain into the national reserve. And Utah actually proposed establish a Bitcoin reserve first, all right? So they introduced a bill to create a Bitcoin reserve, and the aim is to diversify the state financial asset to hedge against inflation. So if approved, Utah will be the first United States to hold the first United States states to hold Bitcoin as part of its treasury and could pave the way for other states to consider cryptocurrency investment. So if this Utah got approved, all right, so you see the rest of the state actually follow through. See, 16 states. Oh, sorry about it. So 16 states are betting on it also, okay, as a Bitcoin reserve. So if you're not sure, United States have 50 states. So even before now, the structure of the policy for United States, they will have their own national reserve as a Bitcoin. So right now, it's not happening yet. Okay, they're proposing. Okay, 16 states has already in plan to do that. Okay, these are all small news, all right? Okay. The third is the crypto market surge due to new tariff. Okay, as we mentioned, these tariffs, right? Yeah, we have been mentioned for the past 2 weeks. We all know that Trump is going to impose on tariffs on certain countries, Mexico, Canada, China. All right, 25% for China is 10%. It's been delayed until to 1st of March because they have been complaining, all right, about the tariff from Mexico and Canada, and they also want to impose their own law on this tariff to United States. So as a pressure, I think that President Donald Trump has stopped and delayed the tariff from imposing. Okay, and before we start, all right, let me just let you see the video, a breakdown of Donald Trump's plan to impose a tariff on aluminium and metal trade.
Nespresso.
Welcome back to CBS News 24/7. So let's go deeper on President Donald Trump's proposed tariffs today. 25% on all steel and aluminum imports into the United States, including from Canada and Mexico. So let's bring in CBS News business contributor Javier David. Javier, nice to have you with us on the stream once again. The president believes these tariffs will help U.S. steel producers. What's the logic here?
Well, the logic is you're trying to prevent, this is a long-standing problem, the idea that companies or countries rather will sort of quote unquote dump cheaper goods into the United States. So the best way to avoid that is to make those goods more expensive and force U.S. producers to use U.S. made goods. Now, the problem with that is these things that we get from overseas sometimes just are cheaper and more cost effective to import. And using U.S. steel or U.S. made exclusively products is sometimes easier said than done. So the president's idea is, hey, let's make it more expensive for these countries to drop these things or these particular goods or services into our country, and therefore will force American producers to do more with American goods.
Okay, so Trump also pledged to announce these so-called reciprocal tariffs this week. We're hearing a lot about reciprocal tariffs. So is it an oversimplification to say that a reciprocal tariff is essentially that if a country taxes us, we just tax them right back the same amount? And then I guess my larger question is, how is this not a trade war?
Well, yeah, it is exactly what the name implies. It's reciprocity. If you charge us, we charge you, and vice versa. It is, in fact, if not by name, certainly a trade war, because basically the conflict is about what is coming in one country and what's going into another, how much that costs, and basically, ultimately, who pays the price. And that is, I think, ultimately what will happen is consumers will pay the price because companies that are going to be paying more will pass it along to them.
Okay, so when could consumers start seeing the impacts of this, whether good or bad?
Look, there's a lag. It won't happen right away, but I'd say within a month or so, you will see certain goods getting more expensive. I think the problem with this whole debate, whether you want to call it a trade war or tariffs or reciprocity or whatever, is it makes it really difficult for companies to plan what they're going to charge and what they are willing to pay for certain things. So they're going to be scrambling, trying to figure it all out. So at some point, the president might decide to change his mind and roll these tariffs back. But the impact will already be felt in the system because companies will have to adjust and they will have to sort of account for what is going to cost them more and how much of that consumers are going to be forced to eat.
Of course, China is such a huge player, so I want to drill down on China just a little bit. They hit back on Trump's tariffs on Chinese goods with their own tariffs on U.S. goods taking effect today. A 15% tariff on all imports of U.S. coal and liquefied natural gas. A 10% tariff on American crude oil, agricultural machinery, large engine cars. So before the election, economists said that there could be a negative effect for the U.S. consumer. When you look at all of the China tariffs on U.S. goods now in effect, where do you think the rubber is going to really hit the road first in any of those sectors?
Primarily in the energy sector, you're probably going to be paying more at the pump. You'll see it because there is, despite the fact that the United States is this massive exporter of energy now. We've really flipped the energy paradigm. At the pump will be the biggest way to see it. And also, like, we're in winter, so we're using more natural gas to the extent that that is imported, that you'll see it there as well on your bills.
Okay, so as we watch dollars and cents, we are literally watching cents today. Another headline here. The president
All right. After understanding the impact, right, crypto market actually will push, all right, definitely because of the market panic. So the US administration announced, all right, once they announced, the market actually crashed for 11% and burning up to 3 trillion, all right, USDD. And Bitcoin actually experienced a 7% decline. And even for Ethereum, a significant drop of 20%. So the investor view the cryptocurrency as a risk-sensitive assets. The tariff announcement led to fears of increased production costs and consumer prices, prompting investors to move away from volatile assets like cryptocurrency. So some of you may not understand what is it. Some of the policy actually affect cryptocurrency. So as we all know, cryptocurrency is a very high risk asset. Okay, that we're going to high risk investment that we're going to participate in. So when the market is volatile, right, political situation is critical. So people will move the investment to a less volatile asset. So example, gold. So we saw a huge increase for the past few days for gold. So, but we also cannot blame, all right, Donald Trump policy because his intention is to create more jobs and bring back industry to the United States and to create more tax revenue, all right. So it's always government policy that will affect, all right, for cryptocurrency. So let's take a look. So trade war. Okay, but I believe Trump's policy from tariff will actually become less effect on cryptocurrency, as we all see that after a deep drop for the past week, the market slowly recover, and up to now, I think the Bitcoin price is about 98,000. So it's slowly giving the momentum to raise up again. So all these will definitely be experienced. So when you are doing investment on crypto asset, these are some of the political issues that you probably want to know more about it and be more aware. So the increase of economic uncertainty, right? These are a few factors that will definitely cause a market fluctuation. So we go to the next. Okay, these are quite important. The SEC actually established, all right, crypto task force I think I did mention last week that the United States is coming out with rules and regulations, especially after Trump signed the policy for crypto asset, digital asset. All right. Now they have really formed a task force and coming out with 10 priorities. All right. So I think these priorities is quite important for us to get to know as well. So as an exchange for UBX to further grow in the industry, especially global industry. So they announced the formation of a dedicated crypto task force. All right. The task force mandate includes providing clearer regulation, guidelines, and enhancing oversight of the crypto industry. And their objective is to address concern over unregistered securities within the crypto space, develop frameworks to prevent fraud and protect investors, especially in areas like decentralized finance. Give me a second. Okay, the first one, increase regulatory clarity and compliance pressure. Okay, the impact on exchange and the impact on token, which I will try to explain. All right. Now the impact of exchanges. Greater scrutiny of crypto exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken could lead to more rigorous compliance requirement. And exchanges may need to delist or reassess token that is going to put it in the exchange, to list in the exchange. All right. So increased regulatory clarity could simplify the process for exchanges to introduce new product or services, okay, but only after meeting stricter guidelines. The impact of tokens, project launching new cryptocurrency, all right, or token may face higher barriers to entry due to tighter regulatory framework. And some DeFi platforms and stablecoin could come under closer examination, potentially leading to legal action if they don't comply. So in the future, we'll see this move of having more crypto will actually come to a stop because every day there's a new project coming in, and especially in the market. I think from the from the source that we have, every day there's at least 10 to 50 tokens created. All right. And all these tokens are not actually follow any laws or regulations. So I think after this has been strictly enforced, more regulation will actually enforce these tokens to follow. And the second, okay, shift in investor sentiment, right? Defining the limits of the SEC jurisdiction. So the short-term uncertainty, the announcement could create initial market volatility due to fears of over-regulations. Okay, this often leads to a sell-off and investment react to perceived risks. And cryptocurrency with unclear regulator status may see price decline as investors anticipate enforcement actions. And for the long term, sorry, just give me a while. Oh, sorry. Jurisdictionary boundaries. The task force aimed to identify which asset fall outside of the SEC regulatory authority. This is closely tied to the classification issue above. So there's no action required, okay? So the market they will actually ask the market participant to submit a no action request, meaning to say they can submit their request or feedback. All right, so SEC, the committee, will actually look all these requests and their problems, all right, and come up with the regulations based on the market sentiment. Okay, third, relief for coin or token offering. Okay, it's a temporary relief. The task force is considering offering temporary, prospective, and retroactive relief for coin or token offering. This would mean certain digital assets could be temporarily exempted from being classified as securities, provided they meet conditions like accurate reports and fraud prevention. The impact, would enable digital assets to be traded on a secondary market that aren't registered with the SEC, clearing much of the current uncertainties surrounding token listing. Okay, fourth, registration challenges. So the industry actually criticized the path to registration as unclear and burdensome. And now the task force approach is to work with SEC staff to modify existing registration pathway. Okay, to better suit digital asset offering. Engage with the public to understand specific barriers to registration and work on solutions. Special purpose broker dealer. So in short term, in SPBD. So SEC actually introduced this SPBD in 2020 to handle digital asset security. However, there's only one entity successfully registered, and its operations were heavily restricted. So SPBD was limited to deal only in digital asset security, preventing them from offering a broader range of services. And the task force focus is to explore more ways to revise the 2020 guidelines, potentially allowing broker dealers to handle both digital assets and non-security digital assets. Okay, number 6, custody solutions for investment advisor. So it's a compliance challenge. So investment advisor managing digital asset face difficulties meeting the custody requirement of the Investment Advisor Act of 1940. And regulation framework developed to actually work with the advisor to design a practical and legal framework for the custody of digital asset. Allow advisor to either self-custody client assets or use third-party custodian in a compliance manner. So I don't know in overseas, in Singapore, we actually need to do compliance advisor list. Meaning to say, if we serve as an advisor for investment advisor, we need customer to fill up their investment form. Meaning that they declare how much they earn, how much comfort level that they need to spend on investment product, what's their risk appetite, and whether are they qualified or done any investment in the past. So certain questions like this that we need to get customer to fill up. So I think these are the frameworks that SEC, the task force is actually looking at to set up all this. So next time, customer or the investor cannot say that they're not clear about the regulation. Everything will be clear and transparent because they have to fill out a form. Number 7, lending and staking. All right. What they actually did for previous SEC, all right, is to offering when they're offering services like lending, staking, or yield rewards, has been treated as security under federal law, okay, resulting in enforcement actions against major exchange. So the task force will provide a clear guideline on when such products fall under securities regulations and help exchanges understand how to structure lending and staking program in compliance with the law. So right now, examples, I think UBS have a UBS staking for UBX and also for UBC. Anyway, I'll talk more about it for UBC later on to explain about UBC. So for right now, there is no clear guideline. So eventually, okay, after 3 to 6 months, after the task force proposed all this has been solved, the next staking program will probably have to submit approval for all these staking product. 8. Exchange traded product. So the task force will work with SEC staff to provide transparent criteria for approving or disapproving ETPs. Offer guidelines of modifying existing ETPs to keep pace with market innovation. This exchange traded product, right? A lot of companies are looking at it, and especially in the United States. So I'll give you an example is Coinbase, all right? Coinbase, their token is VASE. They are registering for ETPs, meaning next time they can actually trade in the stock exchange or as a stable coin. After they get approved, this will be end product as a stable coin, or meaning they can actually trade in the stock exchange in the Nasdaq. So for UBS, actually, you do it quite advanced, meaning to say you'll do it fast and be the first few to do such a collaboration to get into stock exchange. Okay, number 9, clearing agency and transfer agent. So the task force will collaborate with entities looking to tokenize real-world assets and integrate blockchain in traditional finance. And a clear guideline will be established for clearing agencies handling tokenized asset, transfer agent managing blockchain-based transaction. So in the future, there will be agent from the exchange and agent from the token, cryptocurrency. So whenever there's a transaction, they may need the future agent to facilitate the transaction. Okay, number 10, cross-border sandbox. So the task force is exploring ways to facilitate cross-border experimentation through regulatory sandbox. This allows companies to test innovation, digital asset products in controlled environments with limited risk exposure. And this sandbox may involve non-US regulators or promoting international harmonization of crypto regulations. So you see, these are the task force priorities to be in place in future policy. So take a look at it. It will be a very serious issue coming up. Okay, but I think there's a pros and cons. I mean, the pros, of course, in the long term wise, everything will be regulated, and for investor, the risk will be lesser. If you want to buy tokens, there won't be any more. There will be lesser token to scam the public, and every token that is going to form in the market or submit to the market has to go through regulation. So imagine now United States have all this regulation. I think all the countries will definitely follow suit, and we're actually seeing the trend. Africa, Nigeria, Europe, even Southeast Asia, Hong Kong. I mean, we are coming out more and more rules and regulations in the crypto market. So these these are things that we can't avoid. Definitely more regulations will be coming out very, very soon. And the SEC task force actually aim to come out with all this within the next 3 to 6 months. In the past, actually, crypto exchanges and all the cryptocurrency has long to know what kind of regulations that the government is trying to impose, so that they can have a clear guideline to come out if they want to create certain coins and certain projects. So since there's no clear instruction, there's always a lot of penalties that is being imposed on all these exchanges on cryptocurrency. So as a crypto owner, they also want to know all this regulation and hope that all this regulation will come out as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, next. Crypto.com received MICA license and launches a custody service, all right, which is on 8th of February. Okay, the MICA license acquisition, all right, Crypto.com actually obtained the MICA market in crypto asset license from the Macau Financial Service Authority, which makes Crypto.com the first major global crypto asset services provider to achieve this license milestone. So the feature of this is to enhance the security measures and compliance with regulatory standards, support for a wide range of digital assets. So we all know Crypto.com HQ is in Singapore, all right, and it's being regulated in MES, by MES, all right, in our Singapore government. MES is similar to SEC. Okay, so Singapore is called MES. So it's actually regulate all the financial industry in Singapore. So to obtain the MES license, Crypto.com actually need to do a lot of submission for auditings, to submit their data and all. A lot of crypto exchange doesn't want to register in Singapore or get licensed in Singapore is because that Singapore are quite strict, or we are considered very strict in the region, especially Southeast Asia, because we have to submit a lot of audit or even our KYC or their data to the MES, which a lot of exchange doesn't want to do that. So they choose to operate in other countries. So why I show this is actually we all know CRO is is a native token in Crypto.com. So they actually review CRO ETF, right, as a stablecoin launch in roadmap. So I'm not asking you to buy, it's just showing you what they are intending to do in 2025. Okay, so they aim to release its own stablecoin by the third quarter of this year. Okay, so Crypto.com announced plans to launch an ETF for its native token, okay, CRO. So why is it important? All right, a regulated CRO ETF could bring greater legitimacy into Chronos, allowing institutional investors and traditional finance participants to gain exposure without directly holding the token. And the impacts, right, the market, similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And CRO could lead to increased demand for Chronos, driving up its value. And one of the factors is they are doing as a first mover advantage, all right? Meaning they could be the first exchange specific token ETF, setting the first in the industry. So similar product which we can think of is like Binance BNB or KuCoin, okay, KCS. So after they release, if they manage to do it on the third quarter of 2025, okay, as a mission to enhance user experience. So entering the stablecoin space peak Crypto.com against major players like USDT and Cycle USDC. With stablecoin under increasing regulatory scrutiny, launching a compliant and well-regulated stablecoin could position Crypto.com as a trusted issuer in the space. So now the trend is a lot of exchange, especially the big exchange, are trying to come up with their own native token. And why? Because as an exchange token, as a stablecoin exchange token, okay, let me give you an example. Okay, USDC actually announced a 13 billion profit for last year. Okay, 13 billion just by doing a stablecoin for transaction in the market. So this highlight the profitability of a stablecoin issuer can be. Okay, but of course the challenge is the regulatory challenge which is very very strict and more stringent to comply with the laws. And in this quarter, 2025, Crypto.com will actually begin to list stocks and stock options while introducing banking features like multi-currency account and cash savings account. So once they are introduced, they will act as a bank. So this is like a diversification business, okay, which signal Crypto.com a shift for a pure crypto exchange to a comprehensive financial platform, blending traditional finance with digital asset. So by offering bank-like services, Crypto.com is positioning itself to compete directly with traditional finance. So you can see the transition in the future where all the exchange could actually offer service like bank. So for UBX, I think we're also aiming for that as well. And we have a chance to become like that. And Crypto.com actually secure a market in crypto asset, MICA, which I mentioned just now. So enable the operation across European economic area and under the EU-wide regulations. So the license ensure that the Crypto.com meets strict regulatory standard, improving transparency and consumer protection. Which this is why they have to obtain this license. It's important if you want to expand the market throughout across the Europe side. Okay, these are the week, all right, for this week. So right now, let me share with you the UBC. Okay. I think a lot of you have already know as UBC. Well, I try to introduce or explain UBC in this podcast. So UBC, right? AI plus DeepIn, ushering in a new era of global language. Okay, universal blockchain communication. This project actually is a collaboration between UBX and this company called, wait, you can find more information over here as well. Here. Okay. So to develop a device, a unicorn translator. So it's a project that deeply integrate DeepIn through its core product, the unicorn translator. So it's building a global decentralized language service network, transforming physical devices into fundamental blockchain nodes and driving Web3 globalization. So the vision is to eliminate global language barriers and enable seamless integration within the Web3 ecosystem, and to build a decentralized global language service network as the fundamental industrial infrastructure of Web3. So they have also explained the relationship between UBC and UBX. Okay, UBC accelerate UBX global expansion, support 142 language, aiming to bring 5 to 7.5 million new users to UBX within 2 years. The device is not yet available yet, okay, but I actually seen the device already. Okay, so in the next 2 to 3 months, all right, it will be available in the Southeast Asian market. So UBX boosts UBC global adoption. All right, UBX vast user base operation system accelerate UBC real world implementation. Okay, so here got some description about a unicorn translator. 5 years, all right, developed by a top tier Silicon Valley team. Language support, okay, cover 142% language with impressive 98% translation accuracy. Okay, current user, application scenario, cross-border e-commerce, international conference, Web3 social platform. It's a hardware mining. Okay, Unicorn translator device contribute translation computing power, allow user to earn rewards. So that's the UBC. All right. So investment support is a 10 million from this company, Anthropic. So it's a AI translation plus DeepIn mining. So it's a language monetization. UBC integrates AI translation technology with DeepIn mining, transforming language into a quantifiable and tradable digital asset. Decentralized global language infrastructure. So UBC is established a truly decentralized global language network, promoting cross-language transaction standards and enhancing Web3 global adoption. So the model is to provide language as a service, translation mining economy, and language data NFT marketplace. So these are the tokens economic system, all right, tokenomics. Okay. Value growth mechanism, supply and demand increase device sales and platform activities drive driven scarcity, rewards decrease annually, ensuring long-term token value, circulation and burn. A portion of UBC used for unicorn translator purchase is burn, reducing market supply. And token use case. In the future, it will act as a payment functionality, pay for unicorn devices and a value-added service, mining rewards, okay, earn UBC tokens by contributing computation power, and community governance. Token holders participate in voting to shape project development. So these are the amount for staking. Okay, there'll be 60% UBX and 40% USDT. Okay, whatever you mine will come out as UBC. Okay, so I guess most of you should know, right? You'll look for the app itself. Okay. But if you want to get to know more about this, I can send you the link over here. Okay. Get to know more over there. So future investment value. So 1 trillion market potential. UBC leveraged the DeepIn model to tap into the massive language service industry and innovative technology integration. Combining AI and blockchain, UBC addresses the efficiency and trust issues in traditional translation services. Global strategy expansion. Through hardware deployment and blockchain technology, UBC is constructing a global language connectivity network to drive deepening ecosystem adoption worldwide. Okay, so this is all. If you want to show your friend more explanation, you can come to this website, which I actually say to the chat. Okay, these are the end of my podcast tonight. Don't forget to ask more people to join us, all right, to our Telegram group. Okay, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for tonight again. Thanks for joining me for the podcast. Appreciate all your time. For tomorrow podcast, we are having opportunity sharing session again by Brian. And please invite more friends if you want to understand or allow or let your friends to understand what is a UBX all about. Okay, especially the structure and what potential UBX for the next coming 1 or 2 months or the 1 or 2 years. All right. Definitely, we are in a growing market, especially globally right now. Our community is exploding in Vietnam, Canada, all right, United States, or Europe, Germany. Yeah, we just did some Germany presentation for the Germany community this morning, and Nigeria. And coming this weekend we're having a trainers training session in Singapore, where the community will actually come to Singapore for trainers training camp. Then it's specialized for all the trainers for all the V1 to V5. So whoever have the intention to become the trainers or speaker, they can actually participate for the training camp itself. So this week we'll be having the Chinese community, and next week we're having the English community. So if you are interested or your friend is interested, please let your leader know, or you can send a request through the form in the Telegram group. All right. So we'll do some assessment from there. Then we actually invite people to come over to Singapore for training. So for the next 2 months, this event will continue for the next few months. So if you have any intention to come or interested, do let your leader know so that they can submit a request to the company. All right. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining me. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. Bye bye. Thanks, Zha Chao.